thank you all for being here. The perfect time for you to get this information is here, or you wouldn't be here. Your higher self, your guides, your angels brought you here today because you're ready to hear this information. Who's in charge is not me. In fact, the more that I'm not in charge, the better you're going to get from the session, from this time. This is about, I call it ETs. They told me just last night what to call it. ETs, Archangels, and God snacks. Australians call revelations, I love it, the term, a God snack. When all of a sudden you get this epiphany, you get this, aha, that's a God snack, you know. Well, God doesn't want us just to snack anymore. God wants us to eat the big buffet. Okay? Starting now. We don't have time to waste. It's 2013. We don't have time to waste. The last opportunity we had to graduate the Earth School, which is a school of great amnesia, my extraterrestrial buddy calls Earth the school of masters of limitation, which is gods who with great amnesia. That's what you all are. You're God goddesses with a great forgetting. There's three things we have to do to graduate the Earth School. You have to give up all your victimhood, because God never created a victim. Never. That was all our doing. Forgetting who we are is created the victimhood. Knowing that you create your reality, your experience, based on your strongest beliefs. Your strongest beliefs literally make the world, your body, your relationships, your family, everything. It makes it exactly the way you believe, your strongest belief. Believing is seeing. It's not seeing is believing. What you believe the strongest is literally what you are seeing. Literally. Okay? And the third and most important of these 3 points is remembering what you've forgotten. Especially that you forgot that you're God. That you're God goddess. Okay? You are. And when I look at you, you know the word namaste, which means the God I am acknowledges, in my case, sees the God that you are. I see God goddess in each of one of you. I've had a lot of practice. I look at your heart. This is your I am center. This is the I'm going to be someday, I hope, maybe center. And this is what the ego rules. The negative ego is what has caused nearly every death you've ever had in every lifetime. Okay? Originally, the ego was a good thing. It was allowing us to have the human experience. Imagine that you got the most perfect telephone receptionist or secretary who relays the messages from the outside to you and sends them back perfectly without editing. Well, down through many lifetimes, we started giving, when we didn't want to take responsibility for something, we started giving it, the ego is the one that got it. Okay, that wonderful secretary. And after a while, it started to hate us. And literally has been what has caused your death, your disease, collectively, altogether, causes the world situations that are going on. So every time that any of us go into our ego, our negative ego, we're adding to the wars, the disease on the planet. That's not an exaggeration, that's a fact. So we all dream collectively at night, so forth. And if you're feeling negative, or sick or whatever, guess which side you're voting on. If you're feeling happy and joyful, guess which side you're voting on. Okay? And whoever the most votes are, that's what creates the reality that's going on. I want you to repeat after me, even though it may not make sense right now. There is no outside. Together? There is no outside. Let's say it again. There is no outside. Once more to lock it in. There is no outside. I want you to feel that, just feeling for a moment. What do you think that means? Thank you, angels. It means you're God. You're made of God's stuff. So there is no outside. You're infinite. You're immortal. There is no outside to you. You're bigger than big. And when you start to acknowledge how big you are, you changed your environment. You change your life. You change your health. Because most of us are sitting, mostly just retreated to the point that we're just in our head, the body gets sick. It feels abandoned. Your liver, your kidneys, your feet hurt, whatever that is because you're withdrawn into your head. That's why all this information about the chakras is so wonderful, because it says, hey, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. Well, imagine that, you got 3 trillion cells. Well, you got 280 trillion because you're so short. If you're, Deepak Chopra says, your body is your mind. It really, really is. Well, if your mind is only here, then cancer can happen, diabetes can happen, aches and pains, whatever, unhappiness, all that, it's because you're withdrawn into here. And the ego usually runs this. Okay? Every negative thought that you have is not the I am, it's your ego. The negative ego saying, well, I don't want to do that today, or gee, you don't look so good. Look in the mirror and you have a thought, I don't look so good. And then that starts to build, and then pretty soon you're sick, whatever. So the I am, that's your Christ, Buddha, Mother Mary center, okay? My job is to help you let go of the thinking. See, if you're depressed, you're stuck in the past, or your tension's in the past. If you're anxious or nervous, fearful, your tension's in the future. If you're at peace and you're happy and healthy, your attention is here. This is the only place that something happens. Good and bad, positive, negative. Here and now. So my job is to get you to be as much as you allow yourself to be here and now. We're already experts at depression, at suffering, about comparing the past to the present. Well, because that happened in the past life, or because my mother did that, or because of this and this is the way I am. No. You have to choose to suffer, and every time we're suffering in any way, we're creating that reality. All negatives are created 33 times a second. When you're sick, you're creating that pain, that heartache, that cold, whatever it is, 33 times a second. That's why actually healing always happens in an instant, because you stop doing it. Because remember, all pain, all negatives are real, created 33 times a second, but they're temporary. Once you stop doing that and you put your attention back on the light of who you really are, you start to feel better, happier, healthier. Because if you were totally in the now with your body couldn't get sick. Impossible. Impossible. Take some deep breaths now. Breathe into your whole body. breathe into your chest, your tummy, your hips, your knees, your feet. The main meditation that Buddha taught 2,500 years ago was breathing. As you breathe, so you are. You'll notice most people, they breathe kind of nervous or very short, and then they don't get any oxygen in their body and they start to panic. And then as they panic, they withdraw into their head. And the more you withdraw into your head, then the ego says, gotcha, gotcha, and then you start listening to the negatives, okay? I want you all to close your eyes now. This is a very interactive workshop. This is not just about listening to the words. Close your eyes, and I want you to take your two hands like this. Now we have two hearts. Up here, human heart. Right here, the sternum, your soul heart, your I am. Okay? I want you now to close your eyes and just breathe. And you're just going to affirm, I now, together, I'll say it first, I now let go and let God. Take a deep breath and say together, I now let go and let God. Take another deep breath, slow and deep, and once again, I now let go and let God. And once more to lock it in. Deep breath. I now let go and let God. This is, you can open your eyes now when you're ready. This is where you're really smart. This is full of knowledge, but knowledge plus experience plus love creates wisdom, and we want wisdom. We have enough knowledge. The internet is full of knowledge. But what you want, what helps you to grow spiritually, is the I am, which is knowledge plus wisdom and plus love. And as you have that love, you get smarter, happier, kinder, a better, more wonderful world. Take some deep breaths. If you feel like it, just keep your hand there and just remember, oh, I forgot to breathe. I'm breathing just in my head. Breathe right down to the I am center, okay? You're ready today to shift to natural instead of normal. Okay, human is dumb, full of traps and tricks. Here is infinite wisdom. This is your I am, your Christ Buddha, the best of the best, the forever you. So just continue through the workshop. If you start to feel nervous or panicky or you're not getting something, it's because I'm talking to your heart and you've left and you've gone back up to the think machine. Okay? We want you here in the I am. This is when you leave your body at some time in the future, however, wherever that is, this is who you are. This is who you are and always have been. This is the ego, this is the temporary, okay? The human experience. So continue to breathe and just visualize that you're breathing into your whole body. 2,500 years ago, that was what Buddha taught. They call it vipassana. He taught to get people in those days. What's the simplest thing I can get people to do? Breathe. Breathe into their hearts. And as you breathe into the heart, you start to relax. You start to feel peace. You start to feel, you start to remember who you really, really, really are and always have been. Answers? Questions. When you start asking questions, you've gone back into your head, and the only thing it can tell you is the past. And imagine you're driving a car with your front window painted black, and you only have rear view mirrors. That's what this does. This is meant to serve this, and this will clear the junk out of here. All the dis-ease, all the meanness, all the anger, all the stupid stuff, Okay? So continue reading. Now, who works with me are my guides are ETs, Archangel Michael, and Jesus comes to me periodically. Mary Magdalene comes to me periodically. So when I'm doing my best work, it's not the human me that you're seeing here. It's coming through me. And I'm getting clearer and clearer and clearer of letting that step to the side and let the I am, Because we never were supposed to separate ourselves from that. So in the human condition, the school that we chose to attend here was one of great amnesia, that you forgot that you were God. Welcome to planet Earth. But you came here, believe it or not, long ago, to help in the future you'll be helping other planets who are just waking up. Because here is about as bad as it gets. So the ETs actually have great admiration for us. Because they say, my God, look at what those guys are dealing with. They forget they're God. There's one ET that Ken and I know, that Bashar has been my main teacher and connection. Connected back in 1984, 85. He said the closest they came to an argument with other ETs from other planets was when they told him about Earth. He says, you mean there's people around that don't know they're connected to God or don't act that way? I said, yes. He said, no, that's impossible. We have achieved the impossible here. Because what happened is long ago we made we had this experiment to forget. To forget. That was it. It was like, what does that mean? We didn't know. We'd never done it before. We didn't know about forgetting. And then once we agreed to forget, half of the universe, we got down to half the universe. And then we forgot that we forgot. So we became another half. So now we're occupying this, most of us, okay? So this is the lifetime of let's remember, okay? 26,000 years ago in Atlantis was the last opportunity we had to graduate from the Earth School. Nobody made it at that time. I've heard that, seen that from 3 different sources. My ET connection, Michael just told me again, and a couple of other sources. The raw materials, the book of the raw materials, talk about that nobody made it from Earth. They gave us great technology and great wisdom, and we weren't awake enough as a civilization, so we threw the wisdom in the trash and made weapons out of the high technology. So they put us all to sleep back then, and they've been waking us up through the Einsteins, through the Buddhas, through Jesus, through the ETs, the positive ETs. All the great wisdom has been God snacks, revelations, like, the positive parts of the Bible, all the things was to wake us up. And they've been waking us up little by little for 26,000 years. Well, guess what? Astronomically, this is the time to wake up. If you don't make it on this trip, the next opportunity doesn't come for 50 to 75,000 years. That's already a known fact. So don't miss the boat. And we don't have much time. Okay? December 21st, 2012 was misconstrued and so forth, but it is the wake-up call. It's saying it's time. The time is now. So it's 2013. Don't drag your feet. I don't want to see any of you. And Michael's talking through me right now. They don't want to see you suffer again anymore. No more. That's enough. We've done it. Masters of limitation. Done. 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 Time to wake up. Wake up and grow up. Remember who you are. When I see you with these masks from past lives and this life. Underneath them, see, you don't need fixing. You're okay underneath. We just got to clear the masks, these personalities that have limitations, that suffer, that are mean, that are whatever they are, okay? That's not light and love. Repeat after me. I'm going to say it once, and then I want you to repeat. I am a living light made of love. Together. I am a living light made of love. Take a deep breath. Say it once again. Say it in your heart. I am a living light made of love. Once more to lock it in and feel it. I am a living light made of love. Meditate on that for just a moment. That you are literally a living light that is made of love. Imagine this very bright light out here somewhere, and that's you. But that light is totally made of love. That's you. That's you without the forgetting. That's you. Some people called it, Lazarus calls it a God spark. That you're a God spark, okay? And when you evolve up to the fifth dimension, from the fourth, we're in the third, going to the fourth to the fifth. When you get to the fifth dimension, you become a living laser made of love. Imagine that. Just like in the movies, you know, you become a living laser made of love. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks. Thanks, Mom. Relax, take some deep, nice breaths, and let what's coming through me comes to you on 4 to 5 levels of consciousness. Not because of me, but because of Michael and Jesus and Buddha and my ET friends and family. They're the ones who are talking through me. And they communicate on 4 and 5 levels of consciousness. So don't worry that you missed something in your ears today, because in your dream time, you're going to start to get real active. You're going to start getting some wild and wonderful new dreams, because many of us put everything on hold until we're really safe. And we're sleeping. We got our blankies and we got our teddies and we're all snuggled up and we're all safe. That's when we feel, the safer we feel, the more we allow higher wisdom to come into us. Okay? To get it. Okay? So don't worry that you don't get it right now, because your angels, you all have your angels and archangels and ETs. You're all connected, every one of you. Here, let me scan you here. Oh God, it's crowded over here. A lot of ETs. Okay? Because they're helping us to remember who we really are. And when we do, most of us will go back home. Rejoin our ET families. That's why sometimes when you see someone and you see all this light, probably a cousin that you forgot about, you know, a brother, a sister, a mom, you know, so far that you forgot about, Dad. So they're waking us up. Okay? It's all about waking up. And every time you wake up, you'll begin to release these personalities that think. They don't see. They think they see. They think they love. They think, but they don't really see and feel. Okay? Head trips. Okay? You know? Continue breathing. Breathe all that light. You're a living light made of love. Let that settle into every cell in your body. If you let that feeling settle into every cell in your body, you'll never get sick again. Because sickness depends on it being dark and sneaky. Okay? That's what disease does. It operates in the dark. Okay? Sickness of any kind. Unhappiness comes from the dark part of your mind, not from the light. I want you all just to raise your hands up like this and feel, just shape your hand, and you're going to start to feel some energy coming in through your hands. Just move your hands around a little bit till you start to feel like you're funneling this into your head and your heart. You'll feel it if you just relax. That's your higher self connection. Make it okay to feel how wonderful that feels. Move your hands around. If you don't feel it, just move your hands around until you feel like, oh, it's like a funnel. It's coming into me. Now, you open your eyes for a second. Notice how I'm holding it with my hands this way, because some of you are like this. Let it funnel into you. It's okay to be around you as well, of course, bigger than your body. But let it funnel in. It's always been there. This is just to help you become conscious that it's there. This living light, total love, totally supported, one with. I want you now to say like this, I and my higher self are one. Together, I and my higher self are one. Now feel it in your heart as you're saying it. I and my higher self are one. Once more. I and my higher self are one. Good, you can put your hands down. Just let the energy keep coming. My job is to help you connect with the home office. That's the home office, okay? You're ready to connect with the home office and to stay connected. Because it'll always tell you, hey, if you go there and talk to that person, they don't have a good thing for you. They're going to make you sick if you hang around with them. Say, no, don't make a left turn here. You're going to get stuck in the traffic. No, you got all that. You got a GPS from God. Okay? You got it. 24 hours a day. It's yours. It's yours. You were born with it. You just forgot it. Okay. You can grab this now. The ETs, Archangels, and God snacks. Okay. Thank you. I already discussed several points here. I've been given the gift of a zillion tools to help in the healing work that I do, the private sessions. My job is to get it to the point that the healing happens through YouTube. Because I have 140, they told me recently, I got 144,000 of you guys that my job is to lead and guide me. I mean, you know. You've heard that term in the Bible, 144,000? Well, and from that 144,000, then they all have students who then become teachers. Okay? So, and they've given me all kinds of tools to help each individual. As I'm still doing the private sessions, then I'll be teaching people how to do that. Your strongest belief, positive or negative, is what good healing connects with and helps you change, the negative ones. Your strongest belief creates that liver problem. Strongest negative belief. That strongest negative belief creates aging. Whatever it is that's going on that you don't like, it's all from a belief. That's all that creates it. That's all. Lazarus, the channel Lazarus, has a wonderful thing that he was teaching people that I remember back from the 80s. He said almost everyone in the Earth School have psychic contracts of pain by the age of usually 2 and 3. Sets the pattern for the rest of your life. You may have moments of happiness or bliss or prosperity for most of us, you know, but then you go back to that core, deep, in the heart wound that we got as a child. So when I do work, I make sure I get to at least the age of 2, 3, 4. Because if you don't get there, You're not going to get the core, because that's where the stuff started. We were born, when we were born until we got programmed otherwise, we were this happy kid. You know, we were a God child. Most of us were born that way. You know, you see kids playing, and go to Walmart and they're dancing up and down, and the parents say, "Shut up, man! I feel free. I feel happy. Why? Why should I? You know, I'm not destroying anything. I'm just happy, running, jumping." Well, that psychic contract of pain, mental, emotional, physical pain, financial pain, whatever, is you saw a mom or dad or older brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparents, whoever, because sometimes it could be a teacher, but usually it's parents. You see their suffering, and you want to help them, or they talk you into it. You say, "Well, you're just like me. Who do you think you are? You know, you're just like me." And pretty soon you hear it enough times, and the program sticks. Okay? So, present time is, for most all of you, is not the problem. It's buried in your subconscious. And it's that core negative belief that's creating your reality. Creating your health, it's like you hit these limits, financially you go and you're working, and you just hit that wall because Dad, he knew that life was a struggle. He knew that life was suffering, pain. So we have these psychic contracts that we make. They're psychic, they're telepathic, that we make by the age of 2, 3, 4. And then you said, okay, well, if I'm going to be a good kid, I'm not going to go beyond what mom and dad taught. You know, I'm not going to be happier than them because that upsets them. You ever been around a person, a parent, that you grew up with? You start to get happy, and they go, say something or do something, and you feel their sadness. That's why we say that disease is inherited. Well, that's because we agreed to it, and then we forgot about it. We forgot that we made those decisions. To the God you, there are no limitations until you put one there. You're a perfect child of God until you put one there. And once you put one there, then you're going to repeat history. You're going to do what your parents, or whoever it was, older brother, sister. And then after we get that basic one, then it's easy to get programmed by school, by other people, the people that you grew up with, or your buddies, unless they managed to be free and happy and stayed that way. Okay? Take some deep breaths now. And just accept that information. Well, what I do is, when I'm working with someone in a private session, I can see, as a medical intuitive, I can see these energy patterns inside you and the blockages, these psychic contracts. I can see those, and I help you to, whatever tool I need, I'm given. Some of the tools I may use on you and nobody else, to uncover that core negative decision. Once you clear it, you see it. I usually have people call in the mom or the dad or whoever they made the contract with and say, okay, you're now going to tell them. You're going to call them in. You're going to call in their positive side. They're going to be 5 or 10 feet in front of you, and you're going to say, okay, I now in this contract of suffering with you. That's it. You don't have to do it either. Bye. You can do that. You can just do that and change that program. And you'll find your health, prosperity, everything starts to improve. We are here to remember and live our greatest dreams. That's who we are, to live our greatest dreams. That's why we're here. We're not here to suffer. We're not here to pay taxes and stuff. We're here to live our greatest dreams.
Can you tell them that?
Huh? Repeat after me. All of you. You especially. There is no outside. Together. There is no outside. Say it like you mean it. There is no outside. Once more. There is no outside. Okay? You are the tax people. Okay? There ain't no outside, honey. I wish there was another story, but that's just you're God. Waking up to that fact. No more victimhood. Say right now, I choose today to no longer be a victim to anyone or anything. Amen. How does that feel to say that? You don't believe it yet? Is it okay? Just helping you come out of that deep, dark hole of being human. Okay? It's okay to give up the stupid human tricks like David Letterman says. It's okay. And when you wake up, you say, wow, I am a miracle worker. I am smart. I am brilliant. I am loving. I am the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. Anyone or anything that says different, they're not your buddies. You can love them, but they're not your friends. Because they're listening to their ego and their psychic contract of pain, and they want company. The ego loves support. The negative ego loves support system. So watch who you're hanging out with, because they're all mirrors. How about that? Mirrors. You're a very cute mirror. Thank you for being you. Okay. This is the lifetime where the right tools are coming to us. Once you shift into, hey, I can attract the right information. And believe me, my ego doesn't say I'm the only source. There's other people. All of you write down or make a note of Inelia Benz, if you haven't heard of her. Inelia Benz. Ben, like Mercedes-Benz. She's the brightest, most brilliant light on this planet that I've heard of. There could be somebody else. But she's a living light made of love, and she knows it. This is her only lifetime in the entire physical universe. She's something. She has a website called ascension101.com. Okay. I also recommend Gary Renard's books. I just finished reading book 2. And I like some of what Paul Ferrini teaches. They're both graduates of the Course in Miracles. I'm not even saying do the Course in Miracles. I'm just saying you're going to be drawn when you are ready to wake up and grow up. The right things come to you that fit your belief system, that works for you. Okay? Make it okay. Make it okay that this is the time. There's one thing I don't care about Paul Ferrini's works. I just finished a 6-week, 1 hour a week workshop that's called what's it called? The affinity groups. I don't know if you've ever done an affinity group. They get you together. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful process to do with a group of people, to begin to create feelings safe amongst each other. And it's only an hour long, and I just had it conducted by a chiropractor in Yucca Valley, near where I live. Dr. Chuck Greenwood, he conducts them there. Does a beautiful job. But the one thing that Paul hasn't gotten yet, and to some degree Gary Renard hasn't gotten yet is what I learned from my ET teacher. Well, my ET teacher is from 300 years in the future. He's already kind of been through what we've been through already. And so he's already graduated, and he's now awake and aware. Bashar, my ET buddy, says, this is a lifetime, and to graduate the Earth School, you cannot do it with any negative ego. You can't. The negative ego keeps you at that lower frequency. And to get to heaven, you got to be up here flying with the eagles and the angels, okay? The negative ego, you know, the average person only uses 5 or 10% of their brain, their mind. Have you ever wondered what that other 95% has been doing? That's your subconscious. That's what the negative ego is running. So don't feel so bad that you have bad days, because there's one, you're one Indian and there's 9 bad guys shooting at you. So don't feel bad about it. But what I'm offering is a shortcut. That's what Bashar taught, is a shortcut. And what I'm learning from any of the things that I've studied is a shortcut to heaven. We've been on this trip for 26,000 years, just in this one cycle. Give yourself permission. You can actually write yourself a little permission slip. Just say, okay, I'm going to wake up and grow up now. I'm going to graduate the Earth School of Suffering and Amnesia now. And your luck will change. You'll start attracting nicer people, and the other people who aren't nice will just float away from you. That's just because you're here, you know. The turkeys hang out with the turkeys, and the eagles fly with the eagles, symbolic of different, frequencies, you know. So we're here to graduate the Earth School, not just to, say, oh, yeah, well, I hope to get a little better. Hope I'll make a few more bucks. No, graduation from the Earth School. Mother Earth is evolving just like we are. She's moving up to a higher frequency. And Elia said it actually started in October or August of 2011. That's what Enelia says. Emotionally, December 2012 started in 2011. Well, now it's accelerating. So you want to, make sure you got your ticket. Give yourself permission that it's okay to do it now. Okay? Is that okay? Anybody who disagrees with that? If you do, you can leave. Because this is about graduation. That's why I call it they told me to call it the Earth School Graduate Series. This is the time to graduate. 50 to 75,000 years down the road, I don't think I want to try that. Okay, because those people will be a lot dumber and have a lot more karma. Right? So give up your victimhood. Know that you create your reality, your experience, and choose to remember what you've forgotten, especially to remember that you're God, that there's nothing wrong with you underneath these personalities, these masks, When we look at each other, you see the mask, If you don't see ecstasy, you're seeing a mask. If you don't see ecstasy or exhilaration or real excitement, you're looking at a mask, an ego mask that you've been wearing to make mom, dad, or somebody happy. Right? It's gotten awful quiet. Take some deep breaths. No, like I said, don't worry. You're going to get it on 4 and 5 levels of consciousness, so you'll get it in the dream time later, whatever. Okay? The only thing if you're feeling any fear right now, that's your ego. That's not you. Okay? Because this energy is coming through me. I can feel it very strong. So if you feel, that's your ego. The ego is the one who projects fear, anxiety. Says, don't go there, don't go there. This guy's, Look at him. He's got the wrong shirt on. You don't listen to him. Look at him. He's got gray hair. He's got. Old people are full of crap. He's there's something wrong with him. You don't listen to him. That the ego is whatever you're. That's what the ego says. It finds 48 reasons not to listen. Okay? And if you choose that, I'll still love you with all my heart. But see you down the road. Give yourself permission to graduate now. Okay, let's turn this over. We're just talking about give yourself permission to wake up from the deep sleep of many lifetimes, and to live your dreams. We were designed to live our dreams. I'm here today, and you're here today, because you've asked for a quantum leap in your spiritual path. You dreamed about this. We actually connect. I connect with people. I recognize people, because usually 3 to 5 days before I meet new people in person, we were dreaming together. And I was talking to you, or Michael, Archangel Michael, or Jesus, or Buddha, or your angels. They were talking to you and says, you better go to that. You better go hear that guy with a funny shirt. He's got something to say. So you and I connected in the dream time 3 to 5 days before today. Okay? So we shared the dream. Ask yourself right now in your heart of hearts, how much change will I allow today? Ask yourself right now. Really ask your heart. Ask not your ego, because it'll say nothing. How much change? Because this is all about change, right? Release, 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 release these personalities. Send them to the light. Wake up. When you wake up, these personalities that are negative just melt and drift away. Okay? I want you right now, close your eyes and just, now for 30 seconds, we're going to just breathe into our hearts and be in our hearts. And see what answer pops up about how much change you're going to allow today. Feel that peace in your heart. And your heart chakra goes all the way back to your spine. So if you're not breathing deep enough, don't breathe just on the surface of your chest. Breathe all the way to your spine, because that's where the I am is. If you any of you happen to see a light as you get closer to your spine, close your eyes. If you happen to see a light, that's your Christ self, your Buddha self. If you're already seeing that, jump in there. That's you. You don't have to ever leave that again. And you can decide right now in your heart, I can allow big changes today. I can allow great acceleration in my spiritual path. I can allow myself to wake up hugely starting today. You don't have to wait anymore just because the government is saying it, or the chemtrails, or whoever. We're breaking those contracts with anything negative on this planet. Anything at all. We're God. We're bigger than this planet. A long time ago, planets were like bowling balls. We just played with them. That's how big we were. Good. Okay, when you're ready, take a nice deep breath and you can open your eyes again. Did you get an answer? How much change you allow today? Did you get a good answer? Yay! Good. I'm done. I can go home now. The secret is not to make it happen. When you feel that you got to work and make things happen, you're in your ego. The ego wants you to work, 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 and then fail. Work, 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 fail. Struggle, struggle, suffer, suffer, fail. Okay? That's your ego. Your I am is lets things happen. When you're in that thing, you let the magic happen. You don't have to make it happen. Things get easier and easier and easier. Repeat after me. I'll say it first. Joy, ease, and abundance is who I really am. Together? Joy, ease, and abundance is who I really am. Say it in your heart. Joy, ease, and abundance is who I really am. How's that feel? By the way, it happens to be the truth. Okay? So the Christ Buddha way is to let it happen. Life works when you let it. When you're at these higher frequencies, you don't have to make it happen anymore. To be human is struggle, make it happen, work, 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 struggle, effort, effort, effort. Okay? Mud and the blood and the beer, right? Okay. Your question right now is to ask yourself in your heart, how much fun can I stand? Because you're in charge of that. Ask yourself right now. And whatever answer you get is okay. Because then once you get the answer, which the ego will offer you, then you can just change it. How much fun can you stand? Did you get an answer? What'd you get?
Tons.
Thanks.
All of it.
Yay!
Lots.
Thanks. Thanks.
As much fun as I want.
Yay!
As much as possible.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I got the ego to go off, but I have to.
Okay. Go ahead and go into your heart, because that's the unlimited part. Whenever you feel limited in any way or confused, you've gone back into the thinker. And the thinker is like driving your car only looking in the rearview mirror. That's what thinking is. Okay? With your front window painted black. That's what this is. Okay? It's limited. Once you go into here, you fix this. You clean out the junk. You let, instead of this controlling this then organizes this and clears out the junk. Okay?
I just got the message, bring it on.
What'd you say?
Bring it on.
Ooh, I like this girl.
Show me the money.
Exactly.
More. 100%.
All of it.
Thank you all. Because each of you saying it supports everyone else. Right now, you're supporting every other person in this room, in this space. Okay? And everyone else who's ready to live their dream. And you start connecting with those people. Dreamers hang out and support dreamers. Isn't that nice? Now, I'm going to continue. This came to me just in the last 2 mornings, in the middle. This information is not me. It came to me, for the most part. After this, how much fun can you stand? The next thing that they reminded me of Archangel Michael, etc., is to be human. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed, it's because you're just being just human. You've disconnected from your higher self. Okay? Your ideal state of being is when you're connected to your higher self. And that's when you feel infinite wisdom and you feel really smart. You feel really safe. You feel the best of the best. Okay? I want you all now to close your eyes. Take some slow, deep breaths. And we're going to have a fun thing that's going to actually affect the world, which is also you. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths. And feel in your heart. If you need to guide yourself, put your hand there, right where your sternum is. You know, right at the bottom of your rib cage, right there. That's your I am center. And you're now, with your eyes closed, you're going to say, I am safe. Say that together. I am safe. And once again, I am safe. And once more to lock it in. I am safe. Okay. And breathe as if you believe that now. Breathe. Now, the safer it is, the smarter we are, the luckier we are. So in your heart is this bubble. I want you to just get a sense of this safe place of perfect peace. That's your I am, okay? Just, even if you can't feel it at the moment, just imagine it. That there's this beautiful bubble of light, beautiful emerald green bubble of light, most beautiful emerald green color. And you're going to let it start to grow. And it's going to feel safer and sweeter and more beautiful. And it's going to grow and get bigger than your body now. And just let yourself breathe that big now. That beautiful emerald green light. That's your heart, your I am. And you're now going to let it be as big as the yard. And all of us. You have that power. You're unlimited, remember. And now we're going to have the whole city of Burbank. And you're going to let that beautiful, you're going to expand your, very Christ-like, very Buddha-like, you're going to expand your bubble of safeness. And believe me, it's affecting the area, especially with all of us doing it. And now you're going to let it be as big as California. Breathe that big now. Just imagine you're breathing as big as California. And that bubble is now that big. And now the whole United States. And you're going to be the United States now, and you're going to say, I am safe. Go ahead and say it. As America, I am safe. Good. Yeah, the unlimited you can actually affect the whole place. And now we're going to just surround, and we're going to put the whole world in that beautiful green light. And you're going to be the planet right now and all the people. Because long ago, we were that big. We knew we were everything and everyone. One with. And let yourself feel, zoom into to North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Australia. And if anything is annoying or bothering you, put it inside your bubble, and then everything will be fine. And just in Russia and the North Pole, the South Pole, and you're going to breathe that big now. And you're going to be the world, that beautiful planet that we love. The mountains, the rivers, the oceans, and all the people. And you're not going to say, I am the world and I am safe. Say that. I am the world and I am safe. Now take a deep breath as the world, all the way to the core of the planet, and say, I am the world and I am safe. I am the world and I am safe. Good. Let that beautiful green bubble get even more emerald green, more beautiful. And you're going to see it connecting into all the other hearts, plants, animals, people, everyone. You're now connecting with all of those hearts, not their egos, with all of their hearts. Even the most negative person on this planet has a heart that has been covered and abused, but it's still there, and you're just going to connect to their hearts. And they're going to start to have a little tickle in there. They don't know why. But we're going to validate their light, not their dark. And you're now going to once more to lock it in. As the world and everyone in it, say that.
As the world
And everyone in it, I am safe.
is safe.
Now breathe as if you believe that. Breathe that big. I'm just reminding you that you're that big. And just keep breathing that way and just know, and now you're just going to let it go. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's already operating. It's connecting with all the other hearts, not their egos, not their meanness or bulliness or fear or anger or destructiveness. We're only connecting with the best. We're reminding everyone who they really, really, really are and always have been. Wonderful. You can now take a deep, energizing, centering breath in your heart, and you can open your eyes when you're ready. I promise you, something happened there. You guys are powerful. I'm just reminding you that you're powerful, that you're infinite, that you're immortal, that you're the best of the best. Okay. Okay, thank you. And the world thanks you, believe me. Okay. The ideal state of being is the wise child. We love the wise child. You're already there, so you guys know. You already got it. You just play along with us. Adults, we're a little bit slow. We're getting it. And just remember that, you're the wise child. That's your essence. And you know what God told me yesterday? Now they wake me up around 3 a.m. By the way, our most psychic time is 3 a.m., the most energy time. If you find yourself waking up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, that's when your guides are talking to you because you've got your defenses down. Of course, honey. So pay attention. Either have a little tape recorder or have a pen and paper and make a note of whatever comes to you.
I just wake up, I don't know why.
Well, now you know why. Okay, there's a reason. Our lowest energy time is 3 p.m. Our most unpsychic time, our most whatever, is around 3 p.m. That's why the Spanish and others, they know to take a siesta then. That's actually a good time if you can. Take a little nap. But if you find yourself, I wake up 2, 3, 4 almost every morning to get all these messages. All this stuff came to me around that period of time. So pay attention. So, and this is what God told me, or higher self, or what, and they said, oh, by the way, God is a wise child. God plays. Everything that you're seeing, look at all this beauty around us, is a wise child. Goddess, is a wise child. The most amazing people I've ever met are very, very playful like children, but they're also very, very wise. They know what to say and what not to say to you. But they're very, very playful. Don't know how much why do we love children? Because they haven't totally forgotten yet to play. And they're starting to remember their wisdom. You know how it's like, out of the mouth of babes come truth. We've heard that expression. Pay attention to the children. They're there. Okay? Let's talk about forgiveness. This is the big, big thing in Gary Renard's books and Course in Miracles, and Jesus talked about it a lot. Well, it didn't quite fit for me, so I had to tweak it, and I had to get deeper into it, because my background was, that forgiveness was weak or something. That was my old programming, and that, it felt good for if someone forgave me or if I forgave them, but it didn't totally resolve the problem. And I finally, I want to share this with you, see if this rings true for you. Uh, when somebody makes you angry or ticks you off, it's because you already have the button. If you don't have a button for what that person's doing that bothers you, it won't bother you. It doesn't exist for you. But if it bothers you, anything that bothers you, you have the button inside you that's getting pushed. Everybody, every time you feel it, okay, that's something going on that you don't like. They are triggering a button that you already contain. Well, if you can go back to the earliest judgment and when that button started, whether it was a child or a past life or, usually it's when you're very young or earlier, it just dissolves. That button just dissolves and becomes positive energy. Isn't that wonderful? And so, you don't have all these buttons anymore. Most people are walking around like a big switchboard, T, 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 button, button, push, 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 I hate you, I don't like this. You make me mad, you make me sad, right? We get all this stuff, these buttons, okay? Well, the goddess doesn't have buttons. 0 buttons. Christ, as the awakened one, and Jesus and Mother Mary and all the ascended masters, they don't have buttons. They're awake because the buttons come from having a subconscious mind, from having a negative ego. If you didn't have a negative ego, you could not have a bad day. It's impossible because you don't have buttons. You'd walk through and people could be dying on the left and crying and on the right and having all this stuff going on and starving and you would just go, well, okay, that's what they're doing. And you might want to do something about it or not. It's up to you, By the way, the only way that you know for sure that you're connected to what your contract is, what the dream that you were born to live, is excitement. Because of the amnesia that we have, okay, as humans, the only way we know for sure the disconnection from our God self is excitement. You can actually this is a little homework you can do. You can take pen and paper and just write down the most exciting things you can remember happening. And just make a list of them. And all of a sudden you're going to see a pattern, and then you're going to remember who you are and what you're here to do. Your dream. Every time that peaked and you felt that rush in your heart, especially those big rushes in the heart, you go, whoa. Make a note of those. There's a pattern there. And when you write these down, all of a sudden you're going to get that 3D and living picture. I now know what I'm here to do. Most people are walking around, you ask them, well, what's your dream? What do you want to do? I don't know. I don't know. What am I here? What's my goal? What's my dream? I don't know. Well, you were born knowing. And the things that made you happy as a child was when you touched on these things. When you didn't let your critics argue you out of it. Okay? So that's, again, the wise child, okay? You play, but you don't hurt anybody. So that will do that. Do that little homework if you want to know what your dream is. Because that's the only thing you're going to be really happy doing. You can't live somebody else's dream and be happy. You got to find your dream. And that's going to make you the happiest. And happy people, we need a lot more of them on this planet, right? Huh? Let's decide that a whole bunch more people are going to wake up just from us doing this. Don't be surprised if you start to see them around you. Okay? More and more. What you be is what you get. What you be is what you get. What you be is what you get. That's how we create our reality. That's what comes to us. You keep getting caca, guess where you're being that day. Right? You're getting roses, guess what you're being that day. What you be is what you get. Make it okay to set yourself free. Repeat after me. Only truth sets me free. Take a deep breath. Only truth sets me free. Once more. Only truth sets me free. Now feel it in your heart and your whole body. Okay? Only truth sets me free. You ever thought about the difference between reality and truth? Pain is real. Suffering is real. But it's only real because we make it real 33 times a second. We do it so smoothly, you get that pain in your shoulder, and you got a cold or cough. It's because you're doing it. You're doing it. 33 times a second. That's pretty smooth. So when you decide to let it go, you do it in an instant. And one of the best ways is just to focus on your dream, on what makes you happy, instead of, okay? So all negatives in the universe are real, but they're not truth. Truth is always very simple, very beautiful, very powerful, and changes your life. Reality, it's like there's a lot of, this planet is full of philosophies and isms and healing technologies. There's all kinds of stuff that's out there. Most all of them, except for a tiny 0.5% maybe, they'll take you up and then you flatten off because it hits a reality that's not a truth. Okay? And when it does that, it doesn't work anymore. Okay? It works really well for 10 minutes or 10 weeks or 10 months, whatever. And then it flattens off. Truth just keeps going. So if it's, there's things that are very real to you, and you go, wow, this is my religion. This is what I really am. This is my, but it doesn't work for you anymore, let's say, okay? Or whatever it is that you're studying or reading, and all of a sudden it's real to you because you already had a belief system that made it real, okay? It agreed with your core belief. People who are dedicated to suffering, they are hitting something in their core belief, and then they attract that very thing, whatever it is. We can only attract what we are. That's all. We can only attract what we are. It's that simple. Truth always raises your vibration, your frequency, your happiness, your light, your health. Reality keeps you stuck there or lowers your frequency. And a sick liver, as an example, is ka-chug, ka-chug. If you could hear it, which some people can, or a heart, and it's not working good at that moment, ka-chug, 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 ka-chug. And a happy heart is, I want you to enjoy this. This is my favorite Tibetan bowl. I almost forgot these guys, sorry. They told me to bring them. Okay? Close your eyes and enjoy this. This does 5 different tones. It balances chakras. You feel that deep one for the lower chakras? Let it balance your chakras and the cells of your body and the parts of your body. The Tibetans who make these, they know what they're doing. This one works more on the lower chakras. And keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to do The higher chakras. That one kind of works on the throat and up. Good. Now we're gonna do your crown and your higher self connection. If you feel a resistance to that higher frequency, just because you have a little resistance between, a little wall between you and your God self, whatever changes it's offering to you, just accept them. Thank you. You can open your eyes whenever you want to. It does stuff that I don't totally understand, but it does stuff. Okay? Right now, either you can write it down, whatever dream that you're aware of, that's your biggest dream, goal, dream, okay? Note it down, and then right underneath it, give yourself a little permission slip, because you're in charge, that it's okay for my dream to come true. You're the boss. God sure isn't stopping you from your dreams. Only ourselves are. Just old habits, old programs. It keeps us not happy. And your greatest dreams are in your heart, not your head. Okay? Those ego dreams are in our head. You know, I want to be better than someone. I want to be stronger, taller. I want to be, bigger, better, smarter, whatever. Those are egos. Because everybody here is capable of anything, to create anything. Actually positive or negative. And we've all done that in past lives. We've done a lot of negative, and we've done positive. But in the Earth School, we've done more negative than positive. But this is the time to wake up, that we're ready to be living lights made of love, to return to our Christ consciousness, our Buddha consciousness, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all the best of the best, okay? So your heart dreams will always be accurate. Okay, questions? Remember, if you want to ask a question, grab the microphone.
I have a friend. Is it on? Is that right? Yeah, you will not hear a PA, but it's pointing to the camera. I have a friend that I've been trying to help for a while who is caught in a spiral of sadness and depression because his brother was murdered and the murderer got off. And
Right.
he cannot seem to move past this, no matter how much I try to encourage him towards looking to the future rather than the past. And I've been working with him for over 2 years, and we are. I'm not able so far to move him forward. Do you have
First
any
name,
suggestions?
please?
Eric.
Okay. He has a strong belief that he needs to suffer for 1.5 years more. So now that you know that, okay, keep in mind that you want to only talk to his I am. The sufferer, the one who's grieving, is the ego. The ego says, it's time for a pity party. And I'm going to get a lot of attention because the person gets attention and so forth. And he's, that's what it is. So if you just keep in mind that you're only going to speak to his I am. And you could talk to him, This will be on YouTube before long, okay? And you can have him watch that information. That might help, okay? But just that you're talking to here and only here. As soon as the pity party, it's okay to just say, I know that happened, but it's not happening right now. You're carrying, remember, depression is being stuck in the past and then saying it's still going on. And it isn't. It isn't unless you make a copy and then carry it into the now. Okay? So keep that in mind. But his program right now is we've already shortened it 2 months just by talking about it. 1 year and 4 months is what his program is running. Okay? Thank you. Next. Any questions? Please, this is your time. Any questions? There's nothing that's out of bounds. Go ahead. You got one. You can just grab the mic there, honey. You can sit on there on that little bench if you want to. Or can you reach it? Will it reach?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, honey.
A friend of mine, he lost his dad when he was younger, and
Okay.
he
How old
hasn't
is your
gotten.
friend?
Oh, right now he's 17, and he
And
lost.
how old? And his first name?
His name is Justin,
Justin. Okay.
and he lost his dad when he was 3.
Okay.
And he's been holding on to the fact that he lost his dad, and he can't get close to anybody or let anybody in. He doesn't
Yeah.
trust anyone
Yeah.
due to he lost the closest person he ever had.
Right.
And I'm trying to help him and get him to get close to people.
Right.
And there's a blockage, and I can't
Big
get
one.
him past it.
Big one.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. You like an answer for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, similar in this situation. Okay. Now he made a contract. Remember I talked about psychic contracts of pain? He made a contract when his daddy passed that he'd always be with him. So he's stuck there in that image, that at the age of 3. Now, also you can look. You need to look beyond the pain because that's what being done. The suffering is being done 33 times a second. That pain is real, but it's not true. Our soul nature is not to hold pain. Okay, so you wait till you see a heart opening. Visualize that you're going to talk only to his heart. Because if we talk to the ego gets stronger. You get it? Whatever we put our attention on gets bigger and stronger. So don't listen to the pity party. It's boring already, right? So what? People die all the time, and you got to go on. Okay, it's part of and talk to his heart, and see, and just only talk to his heart. If he starts to get into a pity party, walk away. Just say, hey, you're no fun. You can do that. It's okay, because if we validate, what we put our attention on, only gets bigger. Does that help at all? Good, honey. Thank you.
My question is about me, and I think it would help other people. I'm having trouble releasing weight,
Okay.
no matter what I do,
Okay.
and I don't know how to get rid of the contract for that.
Okay. Well, you got to decide. This is what you got to do first, honey. Almost anyone that has a negative condition, whether it be weight or any kind of disease or problem in relationships, almost always there's an under-the-table payoff for having that condition. So you got to open that can of worms, and you got to say, okay, what is this doing for me? If I was slim and gorgeous and all this, and what people generally call cool, right? 'Cause to me, it's all cool. You're still God, goddess, no matter if you weigh 2 pounds or whatever. It doesn't make a difference. So make a list and just really, from the gut, from the heart, you say, okay, what does this keep me from having to do? I can tell you, uh, you have a you've died twice in past lives of broken hearts, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, honey. So it's like I'd rather have the weight than the broken heart and die. You see what I mean? So you have to let yourself move past that. Okay? And when you do, don't be surprised if the weight just starts falling off. I'm quite literally just dissolving, because you don't have the weight. You have a personality that holds the weight. When you release that mask, there's nothing for the weight to hold on to. You see what I mean? And it'll just begin to dissolve. Okay? Right now, as we're sharing this, you're saying that you're not going to let it happen for 6 months. That's all right. But I just want you to know that's the program that you have subconsciously. Okay? But let it be that easy. You can actually start writing down. Do a little homework. And you have get my email address and so forth. And I can, I offer cheap email consultations, for people that need it. And it's just, that's all it is. And just write down, what's my under the table payoff? Okay? Mm-hmm. That's a good way to start, because that brings it out of the subconscious kind of safely. Okay? Does that answer it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be easier than you think. Thanks. Yes, honey.
My question
Mama.
is, so I keep wondering in my head about the difference. Like another person said that when you die, when you're alive, you make what you want to happen when you die. Like if I say I will never leave my cat until he dies and he comes with me. But then other people say when you die, they come to be like another person. Like, how can you explain that to me? Like,
That you or the cat? Are you talking about yourself or the cat, or both?
like if if I see something when I'm alive, like I will never leave my cat, and I die, and I'll do I stay there with my cat, or like when I die, I'll be another person?
So she's reincarnated with that person. Like, if the cat dies with her.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Hold on a second, honey. That could be a little bit complicated, okay? Now, we have agreements with different souls to travel with them in lifetime after lifetime, okay? And some of them, we just visit them once every 36 lifetimes or something like that, okay? Now, if you have that really close heart connection with that cat, good chance they'll come back and visit you. Now, the next time they might be a dog or a bird or a boyfriend. Okay? So you don't have to worry about losing, because remember, there is no outside. Even if cats are the coolest. They're multi-dimensional masters, and to them, dying is no big deal because they got nine other lives. You see what I mean? You say, okay, we're going to kill you. So what? I got 9 more, or many more. Okay, we are too. We just forgot that we're multi-dimensional masters. So, does that answer your question? Yeah. Thank you, honey. Did you have something to say? We got to do the mic. You might want to sit over there, honey. I don't know if that'll reach now. Yeah, you mind? Thank you.
All right. Well, I have a really strong connection with the past. Like even thinking about it, like ever since I was small, like just even talking about it, my heart just beats faster. Like I always feel like I'm supposed to be back. Like I missed the bus of some sort. Like I'm supposed to be back then and back there and not here.
Okay.
I honestly don't know where I was going with the question, but
It's in your heart. Go ahead. What's in your heart? Feel it. It's okay. It's safe here.
I'm just why is that so though? Like, how can I know the answer to why it's no. Okay.
Does that answer make you happy?
No.
Well, then it's not the right answer, is it? The right answer always makes us happy. So, do you feel that you were more happy and more successful in that other lifetime? Was it better then?
I think in general everything was better.
Okay. Well, when we think that that sandwich or that vacation was the best ever, then we're comparing everything to it, right? The truth is, this one could be even more exciting and more fulfilling. Think of it as you have.
Well, it's not it's not as if I think it was better. It's just everything was different. Like people were different. Like
Yeah,
there wasn't people could have a conversation. Like
right.
yeah.
I understand. Things were more heart centered then, probably, right? A little more truth centered. Well, because this is the most important life in 26,000 years, those people are going to, as you decide that it's okay for them to show up, those people that are more truthful, more wonderful, more magical, okay? They'll start showing up and you'll have an even bigger, better party in this life. This is the lifetime of living huge dreams, okay? So you can actually start calling those people to show up in your life. And they will. Because there's three of them that are ready to come into your life and to have those deep, intimate, beautiful connections where there's more truth. So this lifetime, I trust that this lifetime is even way more exciting than that one. Not that it's better, just different. Does that help? No. If not, it's okay.
No.
So you just decide that you're going to be twice that happy, or 4 times or 10 times that happy as you were then, and fulfilled. And it'll come to you. And you can have that as a reserve or a reminder, you know. Imagine that not only are you dancing there, you're dancing here too. You're having fun there and here. You don't have to ever forget it, but you can have way more now because this is the wake-up lifetime. This is heaven on earth time. Because there were still limitations back then, even though it was pretty wonderful. And you're a natural leader and healer, honey, with your words and those beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
And your essence. You're a very gifted, magical person. So let yourself out of the box, because you're the leader who's going to attract all those people. Do you see? You're kind of the boss in a way. Okay? Does that help?
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
I was just interested when you were talking about your teachers, about Bashar and
Yeah.
the ETs, and how that happened. Have you always had a connection with them, or did you ask for them
My
to come?
first-
Or
Yeah. My first
and can anybody do it?
Yeah.
Can
My
anybody
first
come on the
conscious
channel?
contact with extraterrestrials was 1966. I'll be 72 next month. I've been messing around doing this stuff for 45 years now as a healer and a teacher. I was driving out to come out to go to school to do advanced studies in counseling, 1966. A spaceship followed our car for 4.5 hours. Most people have, blink, 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 blink. Well, that was my big wake-up call. Since then, I've had many visitations of living in my bedroom, ships 3D and living color. Bashar showed himself in his spaceship in 1980, September of '85, to let me know that he was for real. And he appeared twice in my bedroom to let me know that he was for real, that it wasn't just this guy just channeling something. He has a lifetime and in Esasani, his planet, and so forth. And their job is to come and help planets that are awakening. They started coming during our Renaissance, when we were starting to wake up as a civilization. So I've had many, 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 many contacts. I've actually had more contacts, and they come in my dream time all the time, and it talks to me, than anybody I've ever read about. But I just haven't read about it because I'm too busy. Okay, so if you have a contract with him, he told me in 1985. He says, "By the way, your staff." I said, "What does that mean?" He says, "Your staff. You know, you're one of us. You just came ahead of time, and to have a human experience, so that you could talk to humans and not freak them out. To share this information, because most people get freaked out when the ET shows up. But I'm connected to the positive ETs. Does that answer your question?"
Yeah, it does. Why have you got an interest in so if, like, I'm open to it, or if you want
Yeah.
to, you invite them in, or they just choose who they're going to, or how do you think that works?
Oh, you have a contract. You got a contract. This is your wake-up call to the contract today, because they're here right now. Okay? They heard your request. You're not from here. Nobody here is from here. You came from other places, other planets, other dimensions. Okay? Earth is a school, and that's the experience we wanted to have. So you're ready to have. They first come in the dream time. Pay attention to your dreams. And Bashar announced last year that December 21st is significant to the Federation of Positive Planets. Okay? Ken heard a different number. I heard 20 years ago, he said there were 380 civilizations that he was part of. Well, he says Earth has been under quarantine because of what happened in Atlantis 26,000 years ago. So the quarantine was lifted December 21st, 2012. So that means they're going to start, the contacts and the connections are going to start stepping up and stepping up and stepping up. So, like, for example, I have a meeting with Bashar in northern Arizona. He told me several years ago. He told me I'm part of the Red Group, which I think is the first group that's going to meet face to face. You have to be in a high enough frequency, otherwise your body freaks out. Your genetic self just freaks out. When he appeared in my bedroom the first 2 times, I thought I was going to die. Because what happened is, they're this high frequency, and you're this lower frequency, and you now your frequency starts to go up to match them so you can talk. Not because you want to, it's just because it elevates you to this higher frequency. And what is that? Well, I'm bigger, and I'm going out of my body, and it feels like I'm dying. I wasn't dying. And he knew that, and he says, "Okay, we're just testing the waters. Get you to move up to the next level and the next level, so that you can just have a face-to-face conversation with us as the rest of your mission here on Earth." Okay? So you got to be that higher frequency. Living in the heart puts you in that higher frequency. And when you do that, you will literally, there's 2 that are hanging out with you. A lot. They're family. They want you to wake up and share their dream and to remember who you are. Okay? So, but it'll step up first in the dream time and then go on from there. Next question. Does that answer? I'm sorry. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you're ready. There's 2 of them. So when you just all of a sudden see something out of the corner of your eye, that's them. Just say hi, and start having conversations and so forth, because you're not from here. You're ready to make all those connections, and you're going to be significant as a person to help awaken many others. You're going to be doing that in your life.
I'd like to ask a question this time for me instead of a friend.
Okay.
I can honestly say that from my youngest childhood, which wasn't particularly happy, but I knew I could choose happiness.
Yeah.
So I always chose happiness.
Right.
I've always been crystal clear about what makes me happy and what my goals are and what my dreams are. I've never wavered from them. And when I did accomplish the beginnings of them, I'm a director. When I started directing my first television shows, the joy that I felt and the joy that permeated my sets, and everyone loved working with me. And then it stopped. I mean, the work stopped happening, and yet I didn't get depressed. I kept going through, even when I had an illness, I just kept going. I've never stopped believing. I've never stopped being happy. I've never stopped feeling the joy. I've never stopped having the dream, and yet the work is not coming to me. And I just wonder, what could I possibly be doing
Real simple,
or not
honey.
doing?
It's real simple for you, okay? You didn't make a mistake. You just didn't notice that there was a left turn, okay? Meaning that, in other words, you finished grade school as a director and so forth, right?
Yes.
So now, you got it?
Yes.
And so now you're ready for the bigger dream. But you have to give yourself permission to be big and bold and maybe win an Academy Award.
To win an Oscar is what I wrote on the top of this page. It's always been my goal since I was 6 years old. I've never wavered from that.
Okay, decide right now that you're worthy of it.
I've always known I'm worthy of it. I've never not believed that.
Okay.
That's why
So,
I'm
it's real
curious.
simple. It's you know, sometimes a detour is the shortest path to your dream. Okay? So you're going to, now that you've shared this with me, you're now going to be open, and instead of looking here, you're going to be 360 degrees and be ready for the door to open from anywhere. Okay? And when it'll be, just say, okay, I'm ready for much more excitement. Much more. I'm ready to do my highest excitement. It was up here in kindergarten and grade school, but you're ready now for the quantum leap. Decide that right now in your heart.
Absolutely.
Okay? So be open to the door to open from a strange place they're telling me right now. You'll say, what the hell does that have to do with me? Well, it's going to help you to break some molds that you have that you thought was going to get you there. Because this higher frequency is less barriers, less ideas. So don't be surprised if what you're going to be doing as a director is something that you thought, really? Okay?
Yes.
But it'll take you there. You'll feel super excited. Let it be that easy.
Do you have any indication of the time frame, since it's been a 30-year journey?
Let me see. Right now, your program says 2 years, but you can shorten that. Okay?
Great.
It's up to you. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank
Let
you.
it be that easy. Okay? You don't have to work at it. You just have to let it happen. And it'll come through a door that you weren't expecting. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
I promise you. Can I be invited to your academy party? Good. Ken will do your little video for you. Yes, sir.
So I wanted to hear what your guys had to say for me.
Okay. They said, you are ready. Okay. Now you just have to shift from I'm going to I am. Feel that in your heart now, David. Feel that I'm going to get there. I'm going to live the dream. In other words, in the wonderful Jonathan Livingston Seagull, his master teacher in the books and the movie was named Chuan, his spirit bird, Chinese spirit bird. And Jonathan was always excited about things he was going to do, you know. And Chuan said, well, you know, he says, Jonathan, it's wonderful to be a seeker, but someday you need to be a finder. See the difference between seeking and finding? Seekers always seek. I always get the picture like they have it in third world countries. They'll have the guy riding the donkey and he's got a stick out there with a carrot out in front. You ever seen that in the movies? Or, you know? Well, that's what seeking does. You're a great seeker. You've been seeking for many, many lifetimes, but you have to decide that I'm a finder. The I am. You see, that's the I am, is a finder. Seek, 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 the ego. See, the ego tricks you to look forever, and it never happens. That carrot is always just, you know, you go 10 miles, it's still 10 miles. You get it? So now it's time for you to shift to I am. You feel it in your heart. I am. I deserve the dream now.
Well, I do know that, like, for some reason today, I just feel so much more clear, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't exactly know what specifically it was, except, you know, sometimes I felt things blow off, and some indications I thought were
It
good.
didn't blow off. That's Scientology term. It integrated.
Oh,
It dissolved and became positive energy.
okay. Well,
Because remember, you're everywhere. You can't get rid of anything. All of you, by the way. You can't get rid of anything. You can only transform it to positive energy. People who, you know, that have these big neurotic and psychotic breaks, they filled all these closets with all the bad stuff that they don't want in their life. And then one day the closets come, blah, and they have a nervous breakdown. Well, you can't get rid of anything. You can only change it to positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Next. Oh, hi.
Oops. I'm gonna take your phone away. Okay. I have a question
Yes,
about
honey.
dreams.
Okay.
So, sometimes, ever since I was a kid, I would have very horrible dreams. But now that I
She's an old soul.
Ever since I was a kid.
I had bad dreams.
Go ahead, Annie.
and like a couple of weeks ago, I had this dream, and I had it when I was a little kid, and I keep having this dream,
Okay.
and I'm wondering what it's telling me, but I forgot the dream. But it's very odd and mysterious, and I'm wondering if it's trying to tell me something.
Oh, guaranteed, honey. Our guides talk to us most easily in our dream time because we don't have our defenses up. Okay? You're asleep, and you're open, just open. Well, you're ready to make a big change. And that darkness, honey, is think of it at dreams or what seem to be scary. Think of it as a messenger bringing you a gift instead of something scary. When you're willing to be the whole dream, you get the message. Instead of going, that's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's a messenger bringing you a gift, okay? So you're ready to know what that's about. You're ready to grow faster than your years, okay? Because you're an old wise teacher, okay? You have inside you a book that's a bestseller. It's inside you. And this dream is going to help you to write for kids that are your age to help them in their problems, okay? Please write it. It's going to be wonderful. So just accept it. Don't push it away. Just think of it as a piece of your subconscious that you're ready to look at. That help? Thank you.
Will you explain to her that's why her joints hurt and her knees and moving forward?
No, Mama.
No? Really?
No. Yeah, okay.
Well, no, they've been hurting the past
I know. That's just holding herself back. The answer I gave her is a simple answer to those physical things. Because remember, she's creating her body just like we all create our bodies. And that the joint stiffness, look in the Louise Hay's book about joints, and then you can get a little information.
I did.
Okay.
My mom, and she's looking at you differently.
Honey, she's been your mom 3 times. Okay? She's only been my mom once, and she's been my aunt another time. Okay? She's a wise old soul. So begin to relax and let go of the idea that you got to mom everyone. Okay? Because you do. You're wonderful. Your heart is bigger than Texas. Okay? But honey, I want you now to relax and see her as an equal. And your life is going to get a lot easier with your children as you begin to see them as equals, okay? As wise old souls who are waking up. Okay? Relax. Okay? Relax, Mama. You're doing a great job. Look at these kids. They're awesome. These kids, I wish they were mine. They are mine, but, You see what I mean? Please relax. Okay? And but I did answer that question about her joints, just her whole body. She operates in a different frequency, sort of, okay? So things shift for her from that mental, emotional level. Then the body changes. Easier, okay? This is a shortcut to heaven. That's what my guides, my angels and archangels and ETs and God snacks. God snacks are those revelations, by the way. When you get that, aha, that's a God snack. Well, you're ready for the whole buffet, okay? I'm here to, and I do miraculous healings for those of you who get stuck. But I'm going to be producing books and more videos to help everyone. But please, I'm here to be of service. Just know that you deserve a shortcut to heaven. That's what this is all about. And your guides are going to be working with you. Thank you very much. Infinite blessings to all of you. And thank you, Ken, for your good work.